Hello everyone. It's been a while, but I thought that today I'd make a tier list on all the Nintendo published games that I've played. We're almost hitting 100 subscribers, so I thought this would be a fun way to celebrate the occasion and to look back at the Switch's legacy. So we have the list from S to F, along with haven't played, because while I played a lot of Switch games, there's also a handful that I was not able to play or was not interested in. With that out the way, let's begin with our tier list. So the first game we have here is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This was a launch title for the Switch, and the last Nintendo published game for the Wii U. For me, if I were to give this ranking, I'd give it an S. I love what this game does. It really uh, changed the Zelda formula, which got a bit tiring with Twilight Princess and especially Skyward Sword. And it was just a lot of fun to share my discoveries using the record feature on the Switch. My friends also, it's fun to share. And even today, there's still a lot of people who share their Breath of the Wild memories. This is almost like a 7-year-old game, so it is very impressive. Alright, for the next game, One to Switch, I have not played, not really looking to play it. Doesn't really interest me that much. Looks like a tech demo, but they sold it for $50. So, I'm not interested in it. Snipper Clips is another one that I have not played. Played a demo for it, but just doesn't look like the kind of game I would like, and I don't really have people to play it for. Next up is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This was the Wii U port of the best-selling game, and this one was a lot of fun. Even without the DLC, I would give this game an S, but even if you were to include the DLC, it makes the game a lot better. It's just a lot of fun to play. This is like the only Switch game I play online with my friends, and it is a blast. And I enjoy playing it locally with the two Joy-Cons strapped out, which is a lot of fun. Next is Flip Wars, which is mostly forgotten about, some digital-only title, but I have not played this game. Then is ARMS, which is the big game from the Mario Kart team and a new IP for the Nintendo Switch. I had my fun with ARMS. I played it locally as well, but overall, the game I'd give it a D. It just lacked a lot of content. And while the core was fine, it's like all there was the fighting. And after about, I want to say 9 months to a year, the game there was no more content coming out, so it was kind of boring after that. Next up is Splatoon 2, the sequel to Splatoon 1 on the Wii U. And this one, I had a lot of fun with. Did not play the Octo expansion, but with the new weapons and the new maps and Salmon Run, I'd give this game an S. I had a lot of fun playing the game with my friends as well to do the other game I play with them online. And it's just a good time. Unfortunately, it seems nowadays the servers are dead due to Splatoon 3, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Still a good game, and it goes for cheap reasons, so I definitely would recommend it. Next up is Mario & Rabbids, which I have not played. Not that the game looks bad, it's just I'm not really a fan of tactics kind of games, strategy RPGs. Reminds me a lot of XCOM, but I wasn't interested in that one or the sequel. Next up is Pokken Tournament Deluxe. Well, I haven't played this version in particular. I did play it on Wii U, so if you want to count my Wii U experience, I don't like Pokken Tournament. It's supposed to be like this Tekken Pokemon hybrid, but the way it does the 3D and 2D shifting, I just don't like it. I feel like the roster is very unbalanced. But that was the first Pokemon game on the Switch. It'll be a while before we get the next one. Next up is Fire Emblem Warriors. While I did not play this on the Switch, I did play it on the new 3DS. However, I found this game rather disappointing as a fan of Musou and Warrior style games. So I'd have to give it a D. It's just too many similar sword fighters, which I know people complain about in the Smash series, but this is also a problem with Fire Emblem Warriors. Just a lot of sword fighters, and the cast of it is mainly Awakening up to Fates, and then a few in the Smash characters, so the roster is really lefty. And then the Fire Emblem aspects of the game, like the weapon triangle and the permadeath, were mostly well-listed. It felt tacked on compared to something like Hyrule with its item switching and the boss. So yeah, this was pretty disappointing. Next up is Super Mario Odyssey, the first Switch game shown off other than Breath of the Wild. This is the free-roaming Mario game that a lot of people have been waiting for ever since 3D World kind of disappointed people. And for this game, I'd give this one an S, and to spoil the video, this is my favorite Switch exclusive and Nintendo published title. I love what this game does. It's perfect showcase of the controller's functionalities, the features, and the hardware of the Switch. It is a very beautiful game, runs at 60 frames per second, and it's a lot of fun to collect the movements and the Mario's movement in the game. It's a great time. I actually replayed it recently last year because I really loved it. It's the only Switch title I replayed at all, and it holds a special place in my heart. Next up is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I did not play. This is the first big Switch exclusive JRPG, but I did not like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 when I played it on the new 3DS, so I did not pick up Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I don't think I would looking to play this game because the things I've seen about it, I do not like at all. So with that out of the way, that gives us the 2017 year. So we have all these games in. I will say that 2017 is my favorite year for the Switch, even if right now the list looks a little bit dire, but those 4 games on S are genre-defining games for the Switch, and they're the games that I still talk about and I still play every now and then. It's the games that I think about when I think about the Switch. So with that out of the way, we have 2018, which started with Dragon Quest Builders, which Nintendo actually published, Switch port, and that one, it's pretty fun. I never finished it because the game's rather long. It's like a JRPG length, like 30, 40 hours, and I didn't like how every time you enter a new world, you had to restart your building. So I played it on PS Vita, and yeah, I had some fun with it, but it's not a title I really look back on, so I'd have to give it a C. Then next is Bayonetta 1 and 2. The Wii U games got a Switch port. For Bayonetta 1, that was the Wii U version, but runs a little bit better, I believe. And that one was a lot of fun. It was one of the first kind of stylish action games I played alongside God of War. And while it's pretty hard, I think it was a ton of fun. So I'd have to give Bayonetta an A. I played this also on Wii U. I'm about to say I did not play this on Switch. On with the next one, Bayonetta 2, which Bayonetta 2, while it looks really nice, I was pretty disappointed with the game overall. Mechanically, I just think it's a lot worse than the first Bayonetta, the Umbral Climax, where you basically press a button, get this god mode, basically win. You have to beat it, regardless, and it's not that fun. So I would have to give Bayonetta 2 a D tier. Then next up is Kirby Star Allies, first Kirby game on the Switch, and that one, to put it lightly, very disappointing. I'd say it's the most disappointed I've been with this Nintendo published title on the Switch. It was very boring. It was very easy, but what I know Kirby games are supposed to be easy, but with this one, it was just pathetic how you can basically let the AI do play the game for you. And overall, this game did not live up to my expectations, so I'd have to give it a D. What saves it from giving it an F is that I like some of the updates that the game did, and I also like the music a lot. I'm a big Kirby fan, so that but that game just did not live up to it. Next up, we have Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, which is the Wii U and 3DS port of Hyrule Warriors. I did not play this version, but I played both of them. But overall, I had a lot of fun with it. This is my first kind of Warriors game, and it was one of the best crossovers that I played. I played some of the other ones like One Piece, Gundam, and the mainline Warriors series, and this one was just a lot of fun, so I'd have to give it a B. There's a sequel we'll talk about later. That one was an experience. And then next up we have the Labo Variety Kit and the Labo Robot Kit, which I did not play at all. I've seen them on clearance before, but I did not have any interest in Labo. I think it's a neat novelty, but it wears off and it kind of sits there after a while. So it's just kind of there. And then next up, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, so the Wii U port of the sequel to Country's Returns. I played this one recently because I didn't want to pay $60 for it because it was originally $50. But I can say that this game really kind of blew my expectations out the water. I didn't like the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, and I didn't really like Country Returns. But this one, the level design was very creative, challenging, and a lot of fun. And the music is fantastic. Love the soundtrack, and it looks great for the Switch. So I'd have to give Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze an A. It's a lot of fun, and I'd say it's even better than what Mario got on Wii U. Which is saying a lot, because I do like the Mario games. Next up is Pokemon Quest, which is a mobile game ported to Switch. And this one is, I didn't like this one. I don't like the kind of Minecraft art style it goes for, and the gameplay was not fun. It was rather boring. So I'd have to give this one an F. And it's kind of funny how the Pokemon were taking the F tier, because the Pokemon era on the Switch I'm not a fan of. It's not what I like at all. So that's unfortunate. Next up is Sushi Striker, which I did not play. This one is also on the 3DS. It's from Inti Zero, who did NES Remix and such, but I didn't really care for what it was doing. The kind of vibe of the game kind of gave off like a level 5 vibe, but not as cool. You know, like your Yokai Watch and Inazuma 11. It just didn't appeal to me. And then we have Mario Tennis Aces, which is the first Mario sports game on the Switch, which I did not play. I've heard mixed things about it. Some people like it, some people don't like it, from what I've seen. it looks alright, but it started the whole drip feed thing, and that, you know, wasn't happy for some people. So that was unfortunate. And next up, we have Octopath Traveler, which was the next big HD 2D title for the Switch, and it was from Square Enix. And when I think of it, well, I am playing. So, yeah. Sorry about that. I had to take something to do. But yeah, with Octopath, I like the art style, but my biggest issue that I saw with Octopath was that the 8 stories didn't connect, and that the game was long for a JRPG, like 60 hours or so. So Octopath, it just seems a little bit disappointing, to be honest. So I did not pick up that, but I do like the HD 2D style, which we'll see in some later games. So next up, what we have is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, the Wii U port of this game, along with the 3DS port. And I do like this game on Wii U. I did not play it on Switch, and it's probably good that I didn't play it on Switch. So, because what I've seen with the Switch port, it just doesn't adjust the gamepad features well. You have to use the gyro or the touchscreen in portable mode, and it just looks rather disappointing. So, the game itself, I'd give a B. But because of the Switch port in particular, I'd have to give it a C because it kind of butchers what the Wii U version did, even if it adds some new content. And then next up, we have Go Vacation, which is a Bandai Namco game, a Wii port, and it's on the Switch. And for this one, I played it on the Wii. I played a little bit of it, and it was pretty fun. It's kind of like Wii Sports Resort, but you have a little hub you can explore, kind of like an open world map, and they have multiple ones. And it's, while the Switch port removes the motion controls and I think some of the mini games, overall, I think the game is pretty fun. So I had to give it a B. Then, next up is the Labo card kit, which, along with the other Labo kits, I did not play. So, yeah, I've seen it, looks alright, but I just have no interest in that. And then, next up we have is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna, the Golden Country, which is a DLC to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And while I played this one, I did not like it at all. Probably should have played Xenoblade 2 first, but just playing this to kind of get me into Xenoblade 2, I'd have to give this one an F. I did not like playing that, and that was my last chance with Xenoblade, so I've kind of given up on the series. I don't think I'll be playing another game in this series anytime soon. Then we have Super Mario Party, which is the first Mario Party on the Switch. And that one was pretty alright. It was like Joy-Con only, which was a little bit strange, but you had some fun mini games. The problem was that the boards were lacking. There's only 4. And then the kind of mechanics, like the ally system, kind of broke the game, and it's very slow paced. it just was kind of disappointing. A little bit better than 9 and 10, but overall, Super Mario Party, I have to give it the just wasn't that fun, unfortunately. Then we have The World Ends With You Final Mix, which is from Square Enix. This is a mobile port to Switch of the DS cult classic. And while I love it on the DS, what I've seen of the Switch port does not look good. I don't really like the redrawn art style. I don't like the remix soundtrack, and I don't like uh, the controls where you have to use the pointer controls or you have to use the touchscreen. So while the game I think is fantastic, one of my favorite JRPGs, the Switch port, I'd have to give a D. Then we have two pairs of games, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And let's get one of them out the way. I did not play Let's Go Eevee, but Let's Go Pikachu I did play, and I had a lot of fun. I thought it was pretty good, and I had a fun time revisiting Kanto with the catching mechanics from Pokemon Go. And overall, I think this game is good. It's just not what Pokemon fans wanted after uh, the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So if I were to give this one, I'd give it a C. Then we have the big game for 2018, which was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And this one was very hyped, having all the characters in Smash, along with the DLC fighters from third parties. I have a lot of hours in this game, and overall, I'd say this game is a lot of fun. So I'd have to give it an S. Then I believe we have our last game for 2018, which is Fitness Boxing, so another Nintendo published third-party game. And while it looks cool, I did not play it. There's multiple ones I've seen, like a Miku one, a Fist of North Star one, but I do not have much interest in playing this game. So with 2018, we have a lot of kind of disappointing games, to be honest. It only felt like Smash was the big game in the end. And it felt like also just catch-up year for third parties that weren't there. So overall, 2018 I'd say is one of my least favorite years for the Switch. So then we start 2019 with New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. I played this on the Wii U along with Luigi U, but I did not play Switch port. So I'm gonna judge it based off what I played and then what I've heard of the Switch port. So from what I've seen of the Switch port, people were disappointed that they added Toadette there for easy mode, so they got rid of Blue Toad, and then some control issues with the game, such as not being able to do the spin with the R button, I believe. You have to shake it, unless you had to use some type of cheat code. But overall, it doesn't seem too deluxe. It seems like they took Mario U and they kind of forced it onto the Switch and moved content. So for that, I'd have to give it a D. And the game itself is fine. It's just kind of bland. Not what the Wii U does a launch title. Then we have Tetris 99. It's the first in the 99 series from Arika. And this is a battle royale with Tetris. And I played it for a little bit, but overall, I just didn't really care for it. So I'd have to give it a D. I don't know if I'd say this is the best 99 one, but it is the most active one. So with that, we have Yoshi's Crafted World, which is the sequel to Yoshi's Woolly World on Wii U and 3DS. And this one I did not play because I didn't like Woolly World. So, and what I heard about Crafted World seems just a lot worse, so I did not pick it up. Then we have Nintendo Labo VR Kit, which, along with the other Labo kits, I did not play. And I don't think I'll be trying this one anytime soon. It doesn't really seem to offer much, and I'm not really a fan of VR. Then we have Box Boy and Box Girl, so another digital only Nintendo title. And this one I also did not play. I haven't played the Box Boy games from HAL Labs, and for now I'm not really interested in playing them. Then we have Cadence of Hyrule, which is an indie-style rhythm game based off The Legend of Zelda, which, again, I did not play. I just don't really like what I see of it. I like the art style, but kind of like rhythm, kind of roguelike gameplay just does not appeal to me. Then we have Super Mario Maker 2, which is the sequel to Super Mario Maker 1 on Wii U. And this one was pretty fun. I like the new tools they had, and I like the 3D world mode they added, and the single player campaign was pretty good. But I think overall, the game kind of died too quickly, and the community wasn't there as much as Mario Maker on the Wii U. So for me, I only did the campaign and I never made any levels. So I'd have to give it a B. Then we have Dragon Quest Builders 2, so another Nintendo published title, but this one was also on PS4, so it's kind of interesting that Nintendo published this. And this one, while I have not played it. From what I've heard, it's an improvement off the first game, so I'd have to check that out in the future and see how it is. And then next up we have is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which I did not play. This is from Team Ninja, and I'm not really a fan of Marvel, so I did not pick it up. Then we have Fire Emblem Three Houses, which I did not play, and I am not really a fan of Fire Emblem, so I will not be checking this out. So then we have Astral Chain, which is the action game, new IP from Platinum Games. And this one, while it looks pretty cool, and I really like the aesthetics and the music, overall I found this game rather disappointing. I think the combat wasn't that fun, the story was bad, and the game kind of overstayed its welcome. It's like 20 hours long for a new game to be like 10 to 15 hours. So I'd have to give Astral Chain a D. I hope they make a sequel to it, but I don't think they will be anytime soon because I think it has a chance. It really has the potential to be a great series. Then we have Super Kirby Clash, which is a eShop only Kirby game based off the kind of mode in Kirby Planet Robobot. And this one was a free-to-play title, which I don't like. And overall, I didn't have much fun with it, so I'd have to give it a D. Then we have Daemon X Machina, which is sort of a spiritual successor to Armored Core, so another kind of action game alongside Astral Chain, and this one was also rather disappointing. I thought the gameplay was kind of boring, and The story was pretty bad, and while I did like customizing my mech overall, I just thought this game could have been a lot better. So I'd have to give it a D alongside Astral Chain. Those are like the two 2019 titles I bought side to side. Then we have the remake of Link's Awakening, which I liked a lot. I played it recently. It's a pretty cute game. I like the music. I like the visuals. I wish the performance was better, but it was a nice return to 2D Zelda, which we haven't seen since Triforce Heroes and A Link Between Worlds. And overall, I had a lot of fun with it, so I'd have to give it a B. Then we have the Switch port of Dragon Quest XI. And this one I did not play, and I don't think I'll be playing because I'm not really a fan of Dragon Quest. Played a little bit of 8, I thought it was good. And yeah, it was better than the PS4 version at the time, but they've since ported it. So then we have Ring Fit Adventure, which is kind of like the Wii Fit of the Switch era, and this one I did not play, and it doesn't really interest me too much. I think the gimmick is nice, but overall I found it rather disappointing. That they kind of have like another one of these fitness games, and I think that it's nice to have the Wii gimmick era, but overall this doesn't really interest me too much. Then we have Luigi's Mansion 3, which I did not play. I'm hoping to play that sometime in the future because I like the first Luigi's Mansion. I don't like the second Luigi's Mansion, but I hope to try it sometime soon. Then we have Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympic Games. And this one I did not play. I like the Wii era and the 3DS ones, but I never picked this one up. So, yeah. Then we have The Stretchers, which is another digital only title. And this one I did not play. Doesn't really interest me. Then we have Pokemon Sword and Shield, which was the first proper new generation of Pokemon on the Switch, and I did not play either of these. I don't like what I see of them, so I'm not going to play it. Then we have Dr. Kiwashima's Brain Training, which never came out in America. So I never had the chance to play this, and I never imported it. Looks pretty alright. Comes with the Nintendo Switch stylus, but I'd have to check it out in the future. And with that out of the way, that's 2019. So as we can see here, much better than 2018, I'd say. There's more higher profile games released, and some decent third-party stuff that could have been a little bit better, and just a lot I did not play overall. So with that, we start 2020, which that was the COVID year, so this was definitely a shift for Nintendo. And the first game we have is Tokyo Mirage Sessions Encore, which is a Wii U port of a JRPG. And this one I haven't played. I didn't play it on Wii U, nor did I play it on Switch. I like JRPGs, but Tokyo Mirage Sessions just doesn't interest me that much. I just not into Shin Megami Tensei, not into Fire Emblem, so I didn't bother. Then we have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Deluxe, which is a remake of the GBA and the DS game, and this one I haven't played. I'm not into Mystery Dungeons, so I'm not gonna play that. Then we have our big game for 2020, which is Animal Crossing New Horizons. So this is the game that helped us during COVID. And what did I think of it? I found it rather disappointing. I didn't really like the terraforming, and there was a lot of content or events that were missing from New Leaf that I wanted. And overall, it was fun for a month, but after a month, I kind of gave up. So with that, I'd have to give Animal Crossing New Horizons a D. So next up we have is Good Job, which is a digital only Nintendo title again, and this one I have not played. I've thought about playing it, but for now I don't think I will. Then we have Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. And Xenoblade Chronicles I did play on the new 3DS. I did not play the Definitive Edition, which looks a little better, but overall I just don't like Xenoblade, so I'll just put it in haven't played, so I get spared. I don't want to put it in D or F and have Xenoblade fans after me. Then we have Clubhouse Games, which is the sequel to the Clubhouse games on the DS. And this one I have not played as well. And it looks cute, but I don't really have many people to play it with, so I decided against buying it. Then we have Jump Rope Challenge, which is a digital only game where you do jump rope, and this one I did not play as well. Looks a bit strange, and they were gonna delist it, but it's there forever now, which is neat. Then we have Pokemon Cafe Remix, which is another mobile port on Switch, and this one is like kind of like a Disney Tsum Tsum game where you match the Pokemon together, and I found it rather boring, so I'd have to give it a D. Then we have Paper Mario the Origami King, which is the first Paper Mario on the Switch, and this one I did not play. I didn't like Sticker Star or Color Splash, so I didn't bother picking this one up, and I don't think I will. Then we have the most controversial game of 2020, which was Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and this one I have not played. I played all three, but just the collection itself I did not play, and I don't think I'll be playing. Nowadays it fetches 80 to 100 bucks, and overall it just seems like a rather basic collection of 3D Mario games that could have been a lot better. Then we have Kirby Fighters 2, which is a digital only title and a sequel to Kirby Fighters on the 3DS. This one has a full campaign and a roguelike elements to enhance the experience, but overall I just found it rather boring and repetitive, so I'd have to give it a D. Then we have Super Mario Bros. 35, which is another digital only title and part of the 99 series, and this one you can't play anymore, but it is a 35 Mario players duking it out against each other, and while it's pretty fun, it got rather repetitive, especially near the end when you'd have pro players keep going to like World 1-1 over and over. And since you can't really play it nowadays, it's kind of unfortunate. But I had my fun with it. It's probably my favorite of the series, so I'd have to give it a C. Then we have Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, which is the real-life Mario Kart game. And that one I did not play, so I don't have much interest in it at all. Then we have Part-Time UFO, another digital-only title, but this time based off a mobile port of a HAL Laboratory game. And this one is a lot of fun. It included multiplayer, and it's a cute 2D pixel art style physics game, and I had a lot of fun with it. So with this one, I'd have to give it a B. Then we have Pikmin 3 Deluxe, so another Wii U port. And this one I haven't played. I haven't played the Pikmin series in general, so I'd have to want to try the first one at least sometime in the future. Then we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, so the prequel to Breath of the Wild and the sequel to Hyrule Warriors. And this one, I did not like this game at all. The performance was terrible. I thought the story didn't really make much sense, and the gameplay was very, very obnoxious with the way they put Breath of the Wild mechanics into Hyrule Warriors. And overall, I was rather disappointed with this game, so I'd have to give it an F. Then we have the last controversial game for 2020, which is Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. So this is a localization of the first Fire Emblem game on the Famicom, but in English. But you can't play it anymore. And since I haven't played it and I can't get it anymore, I'm not going to play it. Then I believe we have our last title for 2020, which is Fitness Boxing 2 Rhythm and Exercise. And this one I have not played. Don't think I'll be playing it. So with that, we have our 2020 list, and as you can see, 2020 was very disappointing for Nintendo Switch. I mean, it made a little bit sense because of COVID going on, but overall, I'd say this is the worst year to be a Nintendo Switch fan. As you can see, the best title there that I have is Part-Time UFO, so that was rather disappointing. So then we move on to 2021 with the only Nintendo published Japanese exclusive, which is Buddy Mission Bond from Koei Tecmo. And this one I have not played. It is a visual novel with a detective theme to it, and it looks pretty cool, but Nintendo never localized it, and there's no English patch out there, so I'm unable to play it. So that's unfortunate. Then we have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, the final Wii U port, I believe, for now. And this one was a lot of fun. I love this game on Wii U, but they made it better by making the game faster and having Bowser's Fury, which was like a cool 2 to 3 hour open world Mario experience. And I was very happy to see this game on the Switch. So I'd have to give this one an S. It's a lot of fun to play with friends, and you can even play it online as well, which is awesome. Then we have Bravely Default 2, so another Square Enix JRPG. And this one I haven't played. I've never played the Bravely Default games, and I don't think I will play them anytime soon. I'm not really a fan of classic Final Fantasy, and that's what these games are trying to be. So I'm gonna have to pass for now. Then we have new Pokemon Snap, which is the sequel to Pokemon Snap. And this one, it was pretty cool to see Pokemon Snap back, but what I played of it, I just didn't think was all that fun. It was very repetitive to where you'd go to an area and you take a photo, but then you have to go back to the area to kind of grind your rank and level up to go to the next area. So I just found it rather tedious. So with this one, I unfortunately have to give it a D, but it is the best looking Pokemon game on the Switch. Then we have Famicom Detective Club. The two games, I believe, is The Missing Hair and The Girl Who Stands Behind. And these two I have not played. I'm not really a fan of visual novels, so I don't think I'll play those. Then we have Miitopia, the 3DS port of the 3DS JRPG. And this one was a surprise to see on the Switch, but unfortunately, I have not played it. I like Tomodachi Life a lot, but my problem with Miitopia is that for a JRPG, it kind of looks like it plays itself, so I never bothered picking it up. Then we have probably the most obscure and least popular Nintendo published title that isn't like Buddy Mission Bond over here in America, and that's DC Superheroes Girl. So this is uh, uh, action game from a toy box, and this one was pretty cute. It's like a little sandbox game where you take photos and you engage in simple action combat. And overall, I had a good time with it. I actually own this game physically, so it's one of a kind in my Switch collection. So with this one, I'd have to give it a C. Then we have Game Builder Garage, which is based off the Labo, and I believe this is the last Labo related game we have. And this one I have not played. It looks neat, but it seems rather limited in scale, so it didn't really interest me. Then we have Mario Golf Super Rush, which is the Mario Golf game on the Switch. And this one I haven't played. I've seen people more disappointed with this one than Mario Tennis on the Switch, so I don't think I'll be picking this up. Then we have The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, which is the remaster of the Wii game. And this one I played a little bit and I did not have fun with it. I thought the motion controls were nice, but overall it's a very slow-paced Zelda game and the exploration is rather linear, so I didn't think it was all that fun. I never finished it and I don't think I will, so this one I'd have to give a D. Then we have Pokemon Unite, another mobile port onto the Switch. And yeah, I did not play this one. From what I've seen, it looks like League of Legends, like a MOBA, so I will not be playing that. Then we have WarioWare Get It Together, so the first WarioWare on the Switch. And this game, unfortunately, rather disappointed me. I didn't really like the character switching mechanic, and every minigame being like a 2D mode made it less unique and creative. So with this one, I'd have to give it a D. Then we have Metroid Dread, the first 2D Metroid game in a long time on the Switch, and this one I haven't played. I don't know if I'll play it because I'm not really a fan of Metroid, but maybe in the future I can look into it. Then we have Mario Party Superstars, which is the second Mario Party on the Switch. And this one is a lot of fun. It goes back to the basics of the N64 games, but it includes mini games from across the series. And this one I'd have to give a B. It's a lot of fun to play locally, and it even has online, so you can play with your friends, which is great. It's just unfortunate it only has about 5 boards, and they never updated it, which is a shame. But we have a new Mario Party coming out, so maybe that will be better than this one. Then we have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which I did not play, and I don't think I'll be playing because I don't like Gen 4. Then we have our last game for 2021, which is Big Brain Academy, Brain vs. Brain, which I did not play. Didn't play it on the Wii, and I don't think I'll be playing this one. So with that, our 2021 library looks a lot better than 2020. We have some good heavy hitters, you know, Metroid and new Pokemon Snap. But then this more small scale stuff wasn't really all too interesting. So then we start 2022 with Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I did play this one a little bit, but I did not like it. I think the game is rather ugly, and the whole running around the field and catching Pokemon I didn't think was all that fun. And overall, I just found this game rather disappointing. So I'd have to give this game a D. Then we have Triangle Strategy, so another HD 2D title from Square Enix. And this one I haven't played. I'm not really a fan of tactics games, so I will not be playing that. Then we have Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which is the first 3D Kirby game. And this one was a lot of fun. They really nailed making Kirby into 3D, and it looks great, and the level design was very fun, and it brought the world to life. And overall, I had to give this game an S. One of my favorite Switch games. Then we have Nintendo Switch Sports, so part of the Wii Sports lines. But this one was rather disappointing. There's not much content there, and it did the drip feed with the costumes, and overall it just wasn't what Nintendo fans wanted. So this one I'd have to give a D. Then we have Mario Strikers Battle League, and this one I haven't played, and everything I've seen about that game is rather negative, so I don't think I'll be playing it. Then we have Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which is the second Fire Emblem Warriors on the Switch, and this one I haven't played, and I don't think I'll be playing because I never played Three Houses. Then we have Live Alive, another HD 2D title, but a remake of a Super Nintendo game we never got. And this one was a lot of fun. I like the little stories. I think the HD 2D looks the best here. And overall, I had a lot of fun with it. I think it kind of overstays its welcome after a while. But overall, it is pretty good, so I'd have to give it a B. Then we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I did not play, and I don't think I'll be playing because I don't like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 or 2 now, so yeah. Then we have Kirby's Dream Buffet, so another digital-only title, and this one was pretty fun. It's like a racing game, kind of like Fall Guys, see who gets the most strawberries, and I had a lot of fun with this one. I'd have to give it a C. Then we have Splatoon 3, which is the second Splatoon game on the Switch. And this one introduced some new weapons, new maps, and the campaign kind of played similar to the Octo expansion. But overall, I think my problem with this game is that I didn't add much new to Splatoon. And what was there, like with the multiplayer and the maps, just felt a lot worse. I just wish they did more with it. So with that, I'd have to give Splatoon 3 a C. Then we have Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, so the sequel to the first Mario Rabbids. And like the first one, I did not play this game. Then we have Bayonetta 3, which is the third entry in the Bayonetta series. And this game was really disappointing. I hated the story of the game. It looked ugly, it ran poorly, and the gameplay just felt like a mess and just a downgrade from Bayonetta 2 in every single way possible. So, yeah, with this one, I have to give it an F. Then we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is our last game from 2022. And these two I have not played. And I don't think I'll be playing because what I've seen of it looks very disappointing. It's very shame what the Pokemon series has become. And I really hope that they improve it with Legends Z2A, but we will have to see. So with that, 2022 was pretty good. We had see some Kirby and Live Alive, and just overall, it's a pretty good year for Switch. So with that, we have 2023. That started off with Fire Emblem Engage, which I did not play because I do not like strategy RPGs. Then we have Metroid Prime Remastered, which I also did not play because I'm not really a fan of Metroid. I might look into it in the future, but for now I'm gonna have to say no. Then we have Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which is a remake of Kirby's Return, the Wii game. And this one was a lot of fun. I like the new art style they have, the new content they added, and the multiplayer mode. And it was really fun to play again this game on back on the Wii. So with this one, I'd have to give it an A. Then we have Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star, which, like the other fitness games, I did not play. Then we have Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon, which is like an action-adventure Bayonetta game. And this one, I played a little bit of it, but I didn't think it was all that fun. I found it rather boring. And I thought the art style was nice, but overall, I don't think this is what the Bayonetta series needed after the disaster that was Bayonetta 3. So I'd have to give it a D. Then we have Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, which is a remake of Advance Wars 1 and 2. And this one I didn't play because I don't like strategy RPGs. Then we have the big game of the year, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And this game I thought was rather disappointing. I didn't really want a sequel to Breath of the Wild, and this game kind of proved it to me. I didn't really like the new abilities. I didn't care too much for the Sky Islands. The depths was empty. The story felt worse. And overall, I just felt like they took Breath of the Wild and just tried bloating it up and making it worse in a lot of areas. So with that, I'd have to give it a D. Then we have Pikmin 1+2, which I did not play. I'd like to try them in the future, but currently I'm not looking to play them. Then we have Everybody 1-2 Switch, which is the most controversial game of 2023. And this one I did not play. I don't think I'll play. Don't really have people to play it with. Then we have Pikmin 4, which I did not play. And I don't think I'll be playing that one anytime soon. And yeah. Then we have F-Zero 99, which is part of the 99 series. And this one was alright. It was fun for a bit, but I'm not really a fan of F-Zero. So I had to give this one a D. But I found it more fun than Tetris 99. Then we have Detective Pikachu Returns, which I did not play. Didn't play it on 3DS, the first game, and I did not play the sequel, and I can tell you that I don't like how it looks. Then we have Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which was the 2D return to Mario. And this game was a lot of fun. So this one I played with co-op, and it was really fun, the level design, and I love the art style. I just wish that the game was a little bit more challenging and the bosses were better. But overall, I had a lot of fun with this game, so I'd have to give this one an S. Then we have WarioWare Move It, which is the second WarioWare on the Switch. And this one was pretty fun to play. I had a lot of fun with the multiplayer aspect. And overall, I think this is a much better WarioWare than what Get It Together was. So with this one, I'd have to give it an S. Then we have Super Mario RPG, which is the last 2023 title. This is a remake of the Super Nintendo game, and this one I have not played. I didn't really like it on Super Nintendo, so I don't think I'll play it on Switch. And with that, 2023 was a pretty great year for Switch. And yeah, I was very happy with Kirby, Wario, and Mario. Wish Zelda was better, but for a lot of people, that was their game of the year. So it really felt like 2017 again with Nintendo Switch. And then we have our last year, 2024, which we have another Code Recollection. This is a remake of a DS and a Wii game, and this one I have not played. It doesn't really interest me because I'm not really a fan of visual novels. And then we have Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which is a remake of the Game Boy Advance game, and this one I also have not played. And then we have Princess Peach Showtime, which is the big Nintendo title of the year, 3D platformer with Peach. And this one I have not played. I'm interested in trying it in the future, but currently I don't have. Then we have Endless Ocean Luminous, which is a sequel to the Endless Ocean games on the Wii, and this one I also have not played. Then we have Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which is a remake of the GameCube game, and I'd like to try this one in the future, but as of now, I have not played it. Then we have Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which is a remaster of the 3DS game, which I have not played, but I don't really care for it because I don't really like the mission structure of that game. And then last for now, we have Nintendo World Championship NES Edition, which is kind of like an NES remix but for speedrunning. And this one I have not played and I don't think I'll be playing. So with that, we have our tier list. We have a lot of good games on the Switch, but also just a lot that kind of disappointed me, as you can see, and also a lot I have not played. So yeah, that is my 100 subscribers special, whenever I reach it anyways. So yeah, let me know if you want me to do more tier lists in the future. Comment what you think you would change with the list. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Have yourself a good one.